Just a feeling when I'm in training, in competition, that I don't find anywhere else. It's the calmest my mind ever gets. I don't think about anything, but just to look at the bar and lift it up. Do I really want to move my whole family just for weightlifting? If it failed, at least I can look at myself and you actually tried it out.
Welcome to another amazing episode of Dear Suga. I'm meeting amazing women to connect with, and today we have Luaiva Floyd. She's currently training for the 2028 LA Olympics to represent American Samoa. So I'm excited to hear her journey. So Ivah, for a woman that's listening, what do you hope they walk away with from this conversation?
Hi, everybody. My name is Luaiva Floyd, and I go by Ivah for short. I am of Samoan descent, born and raised here in American Samoa. Both parents are Samoan. I am number 7 out of 8 siblings.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, I'm 7 of 8 siblings. I am the youngest girl. I am a mom of 2 boys, a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. I've been married to my husband for 11 years now. I am currently training to go through the qualifications for Olympic weightlifting to represent American Samoa. I want women out there to know it's never too late. If you dream of it, you can go ahead and do it. Don't tell yourself it's too late. Age is just a number, and you can do it as a mom. So don't doubt yourself. If you dream it, you can achieve it.
I think that's actually a great starting point because professionally, you were in Utah doing NICU research. Is that what I recall correctly? I hope you could talk a little bit about how you got into weightlifting.
So just a little bit of background about myself. I didn't play any sports growing up. I wasn't really given the opportunity to play sports. My parents were really like, no, school first. Then you come home and, carry on with life. That's basically how I was raised. I always envy people playing sports because I was like, what if I can do this? What if I can play this sport? I also never dreamt of going to the Olympics. I didn't wake up one day and be like, oh, I want to be in the Olympics, right? That was not me. All of those came later, but it was not a thing for me. We found weightlifting through CrossFit back in 2017, 18. Me and my husband wanted to get back into getting active. We're like, well, why don't we try CrossFit? So we started CrossFit. They offer Olympic weightlifting classes. They have courses that you could take. So that's how it all started for me. I took the class and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I was approached by one of the coaches that taught Olympic weightlifting. She's like, why don't you get into weightlifting and compete? And I'm just like, no, thank you. It's not my thing. I just want to come and be active and go home. I don't need another thing to add to my plate, or I'm already busy. And then I got pregnant with my second baby. A switch went off in my brain or something. And hey, why don't you just try out weightlifting? And I'm like, oh, no, this is just all internal thoughts. I'm just like, oh, I can just get back into CrossFit and do the norm. So then I'm just like, no, I should really give it a try. I've had a couple people that saw me in CrossFit during classes and saw during lifting cycle, and they're like, you should try out weightlifting. So I've had people approach me about weightlifting, but so I'm like, okay, I'll just give it a try. I don't like people telling me when to do it. I want to do it on my own because if it's forced on me, I will lose interest. So I wanted to pace it, do it when I feel like it's something I want to do. So, so after having my second baby, I decided to Google up weightlifting gyms in Utah. And that's how I found my coach, Debbie Millett. She runs Praxis Olympic Weightlifting in Utah. I emailed and told her a little bit about myself and what I do. And after that, she reached out and the rest is history. So I've been weightlifting since 2022, full time.
I got to know you through Stella. Shout out to Poly Girl. She's just a beautiful soul. I love her. So Stella had done a piece about you. So to be honest, I don't know anything about the Olympics. And so I was curious as to what is it about Olympics that we should know?
See, that's a very good question. I didn't grow up watching the Olympics, honestly. It was not a thing for me or my family. We never really, if we did watch it, it was like rugby if it's included in there. But no other sport we would watch. Like, we weren't even, we didn't grow up watching, oh, that's so cool, the Olympics. So I feel like this process, I'm also learning what the Olympics is and how much it takes to become an Olympic athlete. So props to people who have done it early because it takes a lot of commitment and discipline. I feel like if I did start early, I don't think I would have the same discipline as I do now. I'm a big believer of everything happens in its own timing. And if you force it, things will not work out. You'll get frustrated. I didn't think starting weightlifting will get me to this point. Like, never thought this is where I would be moving back home because of weightlifting. And so learning more about the Olympics through this process, it's like, okay, it is a lot. It also takes a lot of support and all of that. So yeah, we're learning as we're going because
What's one thing that surprised you the most now that you've been in it?
honestly, it forces me to be a better communicator. Not a lot of people
Interesting.
knows what you're thinking, what you need, like training wise. And so that's the thing, you had to be on top of it. Hey, when is the next competition? I don't want to miss my window of qualifying for this competition. What do I need to do to prep? So it's being in this process. I'm worried I might miss a deadline or I didn't put in where I'm at because part of being an athlete, you have to report where you're training and when you're training. I was surprised. I was like, oh, you need to know where I'm training and how long I'm training and what days I'm training. So you have to be on top of that. And if you don't report those, then you don't get to compete on the next competition that's coming up. So it does take a lot of like details to be an athlete and also like be open with your struggle is what I tell myself. It's not a weakness. I just have to tell people, and my coach has heard a lot about what I'm going through. Bless her heart. You just have to have the right people in your corner, better communication between you and your team.
I can only imagine in American Samoa compared to other countries that have a plethora of resources at their hands, someone to actually
Yes.
take care of PRs, coordinating those schedules. It sounds like you're having to do it all. Or maybe you do have a team, but it's not as robust as how other countries would have them.
Yeah. So it does take a lot of planning. So usually Oceania release a calendar of all the competition they plan for that year. So we just have to look and see which competition I have to attend for the qualification. So I had to be on top of that to remind. So it's me to the president of the association and then him to like who to communicate about the competition. So I have to be on top of that and be like, hey, coach, like, hey, press, this is the next comp. What do I need to do besides just training to prepare for that?
I know women that do weightlifting. Was there any sign up, like something to put out to the public to be like, hey, sign up to see if you qualify? How did you find out about it?
So I was just competing with my team in Utah. We just signed up for local national competition put up by USA Weightlifting. I didn't have any mind about joining Team American Samoa. It was just, okay, there's a local competition put up by a gym or my coach. So we would all train for that competition. So I found Team American Samoa through social media. So like a couple reached out to me and like, hey, like, we didn't know there's a female lifter, like weightlifter out there. Like, it would be nice to have a female lifter for American Samoa. So this was all through social media communication. That's when it's important to just post your videos. You just never know
Good, yes.
who's watching. So that is how they found me and how I found Team American Samoa. So they gave me all the information and they're like, probably you should reach out to so and so. So I kind of just sent like a vague email about, hey, like I'm Ivah, like I do weightlifting. I've been competing locally and so, and then left it as like at that. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear from nobody for almost a year. So I was like, oh, it's okay. Like I wasn't planning on joining any team. I was just doing the sport for fun. It's my pastime.
Yeah.
It's weightlifting for me to make me feel better. It's my alone time.
I like it
Yeah.
too because of the fact that, this is a great thing because you just have to put it out there because you never know what you're going to receive. And so
Yes.
it's wonderful that, this opportunity is there. And I love that, because I think for me, because when we were connecting, you were in Utah and then you're
Yes.
like telling me, okay, let's just, would love to connect, but I'm planning to move to American Samoa. I got a competition in Samoa. I'm like, wow, she really uprooted. So I feel like it's a lot of sacrifice.
It is a lot of sacrifice, and I'm truly grateful for my support team, my husband and my kids, and also my coach. I did not plan to be back in American Samoa this soon, but when things just fall into place, you just have to roll with it and see where it goes. We're kind of afraid to take the leap, which I am sometimes, but I just have to tell myself it will work out. It's going to be okay. The move was hard. It was really
Mm-hmm.
hard for us, but the opportunity to represent American Samoa was like, it's once in a lifetime opportunity. So I'm just going to hop with both feet in and just run with it. My first competition to represent American Samoa internationally was in Palau last year. That was my debut as a Olympic weightlifter for American Samoa. So I met with the president and we talked about my goals with weightlifting. I didn't even think about it. I just shared how I really love the sport. There's just a feeling that I get when I'm in training, in competition that I don't find anywhere else. It's the calmest my mind ever gets. I don't think about anything, but just to look at the bar and lift it up. So my mind don't like think about, oh, I'm going to make this weight. I don't think about, okay, hopefully my kids are doing da 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 da. Hopefully my job is this, this, this. So it's the reason why I'm very passionate about Olympic weightlifting. It frees my mind from all the other things in the world that occupies it. So, that's the extent of our conversation. And then the next day, I was approached by the Secretary General of the Olympic Committee about representing American Samoan weightlifting in the next qualification period. So I was like, oh, okay. It's like, wait, what? Like, could you repeat yourself again? Because
Mm-hmm.
I just came to compete and represent American Samoa in the mini games here in Palau. I didn't think about any other thing. So it was a lot of conversation that went into that. And they're like, there is a scholarship that they offer athletes, and that scholarship you get like a stipend to help you with paying your coach or what athletes need for their training. So the scholarship does help, but the athletes still need a lot of support.
It's cool to see the journey. When you said, I don't think about this, it's your outlet. That's great. You're having fun and you get to travel. I have Palau on like my bucket list of places to go. So that's amazing. Are you the only woman that's currently training? Is there anyone else to spot you?
Yes, I am the only woman right now. Training by yourself is a lot harder. I came from a team training to just by myself. It's just a whole nother discipline itself. You don't have another person to push you and motivate or be competitive right next to. So now it's you against you. I really need somebody to push me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's mornings where I don't feel like training by myself. So I sit there for a little bit at the gym and I'm just like, okay, I've been sitting for 20 minutes now. Every morning at 5 a.m., I'm just like, okay, I got this. I'm tired. The kid didn't sleep last night. I'm going to get it done. I just need to get it together. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of self-talk because motivation will be gone. A lot of other things will be gone, but I did it because I love it. And that's what makes a difference for me because I love the sport is why I get up every morning.
I'm smiling because I enjoy mornings. Was on a routine, but I fell out of it. And right now I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm going to do it tomorrow. So I'm listening to you. I'm like, damn, I got to get back into it. I can't lift the way you do, but I do understand the importance of it. As women, strength training is important. As much as we want to lose weight, it's actually important for our own health.
Yeah.
So how much
Yes.
do you bench now?
So with Olympic weightlifting, we don't do a lot of benching.
Okay.
It's the snatch and the clean and jerk. I don't know if you've
I didn't even know what that is. Tell me more.
So the snatch, it's you pick it up from the floor, put it up above your head, catch it in a squat stance, and then stand up with it. So
Okay.
that's what a snatch is. It's like so foreign to people when you say snatch. Like, what does that even mean? Like, like, do you snatch your wig out? No, no, it's just the bar from the floor all the way up. And then the clean and jerk, it's from the floor again, catch it just right here. As you're going down in the squat stance, you catch it and then you get up and push it like push press or you just jerk
Oh,
it. Yes. So everything just goes above your head. So those are the two main lift for Olympic weightlifting.
that's so crazy. For me, I've learned that form is very important.
Yes,
So
technique is really important.
kudos to you because this is encouraging that, you know what, I have no excuse. I can figure out a way to make it happen.
Yes, that is the thing. We always tell ourselves like we don't have enough time. For me, there's days that I really try to make up excuses. I am so guilty of that. There are just some mornings that I am like, okay, the kid was sick last night. I didn't have enough sleep. I didn't eat properly yesterday to feel for today's training. I am making up 100 excuses in my head. And then I'm just like, but I'm going to get up and go to work and give my time to other people. But this is the time I could give for myself. So I had to be my own hype woman every morning to prepare for training. If I can sit at a job for 8 hours or 10 hours a day, I can carve out 2 hours of my day to train for myself. Just for me, nobody had to tell me anything to do. This is me reporting to myself that I did show up for myself. So there's just days you just have to really be realistic to yourself and be like, okay, I'm going to run an errand for my kids today. I'm going to do a presentation for my job today. I'm going to cook dinner for my husband and my kids. Okay, but 2 hours or even an hour is for you, just you and yourself and training. I reference back to all the feelings I get after a training session. Like, how did I really feel after that training session?
Yep.
Did I feel good? Did the stress from that day, is it gone after that training session? So I kind of remember those things and that kind of helped me to get back into it the next day.
You know, you said 2 hours, and for me, it was like, wow, girl, 2 hours. I don't think 2 hours is for me. For me personally, I started off with just 15 minutes and then it just built
Yes.
up. And I tell myself, just 15 minutes. And once you're
Yeah,
in it, okay, I can do another 10 minutes and get this done.
exactly.
I think that's me tricking my brain to get into it. So
Yeah.
it's good encouragement. So thank you for that.
Tell yourself what works and go from there.
So you and I have been trying to schedule to make this work. Your job, you have kids, and you're a caretaker to your mom.
Yes.
I don't know how you're able to make all of this happen. I'm like, wow.
But it's not really catered specifically to weightlifting. So I bring it up to my president as I'm like, okay, I need this. I need this. Hopefully he
Yeah.
doesn't get tired of me telling him I need this. We will get there eventually. It's just slowly building to it. Right now I'm just kind of like, okay, we will figure it out.
That would be frustrating for me, especially when you're someone who's trying to represent. I mean, just going back a little bit, just because with your background, you worked as a NICU researcher and having to leave that to actually go to Samoa. So I'm trying to put it in a very subtle way, but how are they creating these funding? There's a lot of things that come up during the conversation and it's not anything. I'm just, how can we improve? I mean, it's 2 years from now. This is a great time to kind of find out, but I don't really hear anything about any funding for the Olympics or anything coming from American Samoa, or maybe because that's just not within my social media algorithm or whatever
Yeah.
it could be. So I don't know.
So a lot of the things I'm having to fund for myself,
Yeah.
travel, getting to a competition, it paid by the federation. So I don't have to worry about airfare, which thank goodness, because it do cost a lot, especially if you're traveling really far from a small island. So that is covered, which I'm truly grateful for. the money I'm getting from working kind of help with paying for my recovery and paying for my food and things that I need as a weightlifter. So I'll pull this money from my job to help pay for this. So let's say we need new shoes. Because the other one doesn't fit or something happened to it. So you buy your own shoes. You buy your own like stretching recovery. You don't have chiropractor. Yes, to go to. Like we don't have that available, you know? So it's like, how can I get a massage specifically just for sport as an athlete instead of just going to get like you're going to get a couples massage, you know? Yeah. You know, things like that where you're having to think outside of the box to figure it out. Funding wise, I'm not really in the loop. Well, if I do need something, I just have to buy it for myself. If I do get reimbursed, thank goodness. If not, then like I just spent $300 on a weightlifting shoes, which weightlifting shoes are not cheap. They are $200+ and shipping here is expensive as well. So they're just little things that it all adds up and then it just comes out of your pocket. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I came from a really good paying job that I could afford a lot of things to, oh, okay. Now I got to make sure I really take care of these shoes that they last 2 years for me. I try not to be frustrated because if it does affect me, like probably I won't have the motivation to do it anymore. Well, I will make it work and just go from there. I always think about other people who have no resources at all. And I'm like, no, I'm okay. Like I have a man's barbell that I could train with. You just have to make it work. And, you know, people are like, man, she's so like positive. No, there's days where I complain to my husband. He's heard all of my frustration. I let it out and then like, okay, I'm good. Like they said, if you manifest good things happen. And if you just talk about the negative, that's all you're going to focus on.
I think so too. I love the way that you're approaching things. What could people do to help out?
Yes. For me, it's like helping out with more equipment. Barbells is like a big thing that we do need specifically just for weightlifting. Those would be nice to have. Recovery is a big thing for a lot of athletes. It would be nice to hopefully have our own physical therapy. APIA is one of my like biggest example. They have their own space specifically just for weightlifters. They have their recovery people on site as well to massage them, to do all kinds of things with them. And we can get there. Like American Samoa can get there. Slowly, we're building to get there.
There's something you recently posted of how people can support you. Polygirl is one way. Could you talk about what you're trying to do to help you get there?
Yes, I posted like my code with Polygirl and also with Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat apparel. So money I get from the apparel, I am using to support with all the little like the equipments that I need for weightlifting, expenses when I do travel, if there's something that comes up during travel that I have money saved because sometimes we will have to provide your own meals for yourself when you travel or lodging if unexpected things comes up. And as we slowly build the facility here, just to give back to the community and all the youth here, providing like a space for them. So to have a top-notch facility for them because I didn't have that, so I want it for the next person that comes right after me. And if it's through me that gets to that point, like to provide that, then I feel like I did my part in providing that service for the community.
You had shared earlier there are days when you're not feeling your best. I'm just curious as like, is there like a support system amongst you all as athletes?
I don't know if there is one for all the national athletes. I would have to ask our federation to see if we do have one because I am not aware of one. So I'm not sure if
I should be up and
yes, you know, there's just days where you just have to sit back and take it in. People always ask me, how do you even do it? Like, how do you even function? And I was like, just don't think about it. Because if you start naming all the tasks out, you get overwhelmed. I'm not going to think about, I'm a caretaker. I work full time. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. Like, if I start naming all of the things I do, then that is a lot.
you just got to.
I don't want to be resentful of things. So I try not to focus on thinking, oh, it's way too many things to do. I just focus that I need to do this task tomorrow. Like being a mom, it's there. I don't have to remind myself, oh, don't forget to be a mom, you know? It's there. They're there. The kids are there. So I have to make all the schedule work around things that you can't control.
I think that's great. At the same time, like my brain is one of those people that's just like, well, I need to be here. I need to do this. I need to do that. As an athlete, there's so many different factors. So do you block out your schedule? I mean, it's definitely go mode once you're in it.
Yeah.
What's your method on how you're training, putting all this together?
Yes. So I'll just go through like a typical day for me. I train on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings. So those are my set training days. Those were also my training days when I was in Utah. So I kept the same schedule instead of moving things around. So I was training in the evenings in Utah. When I moved here and I tried the evening, it was just not working for me. There was too many things going on. I can't work in the middle of the day because my mom wants me to find a job. So it's like, that's not going to work out. So it's like, okay, I'm going to be realistic now. 5 a.m. it is. So those are set now. My kids already know 5 a.m. mommy's going to train.
Mm.
Bless my kids. They are troopers too. I tell them like, okay, mommy trains on these days. So the good thing is they are asleep at that time, so they don't need my attention. My mom is there to help out with like keeping an eye on them while they're asleep. That's less work to do. So it's like, okay, that's the ideal time to train. So then I get home, me and my husband prep breakfast for the kids and my mom because she can't really see, and then get ready, go to work, and then get off at like 4 o'clock. So then I pick up my husband after work. We go home and we just spend time with the kids till bedtime. So that's the typical day. And then the weekends, I train in the morning and then spend time with my family and go to church. The other thing is I try to meal prep my food so it's less work for me. And that is a whole nother task itself. There's a lot of meal prep companies in the States, but there's no one that I could pay to like meal prep my food for me. So now I have to do all of that, and staying on top of prepping my meal makes it a lot easier for the week. It's just like one step at a time. My kids understand like what I do and why I train. Sometimes they're like, why the Olympics? But it's like, they'll understand one day. I just have the best husband. Honestly, props to him. He does help me with meal prep and taking care of the kids and all of that. So I'm truly blessed with the support system I have. Sometimes there's days where I feel like things are a lot, but having the best support system makes a big difference. And I also like have my coach that I talk to a lot. To her, it's not a lot because I don't text almost every day. But I feel like I try to. So I let her know how I'm feeling with like things and how like training goes. Like I didn't feel good today. I feel stressed. So I also have an outlet to express how I'm really feeling about things, which
That's
makes
good.
a big difference. I'm truly grateful for the things that's already here, and I just have to make it work and then go from there. Having the right equipment as a weightlifter is important as well, but it's not catered to weightlifters. So I'm slowly building things. Well, correction, my husband is like, okay, I need a platform to train. I need the right barbell to train. There's just a lot of things that go into being an athlete. And sometimes you just have to like, okay, I really need this. Please help me to do this. I hope one day to give back to the sport and make it to where the struggle I went through, like future weightlifters don't have to go through.
In terms of what you need, putting it out there in the universe, you never know who might be watching our episode.
Exactly.
So, I mean, what are things that makes it very difficult for you to train? And are you trying to fund certain things?
I'm trying to buy equipment here and there. For example, chalks. It's like, who would have thought about having chalks at a gym for your hands when you're sweaty? Weightlifters, they need chalks. So it's like buying that, or bands to help with stretching. So it's your warm up. Little things here and there that I never really thought makes a big difference. Um, it's like, oh, I do really need that. When it comes to recovery, we don't really have a whole lot of options here. It's like cold plunge and a sauna. Okay, how can I improvise here? It's like, okay, one day I'll just go buy me a tub and put ice in there that I'm trying to talk to the president of the federation, be like, hey, can we get this, this, and this? Is it okay if we could buy a training barbell for whoever's interested that want to learn about weightlifting, that they could come and use these barbells? So it's not set up for weightlifting, but I'm slowly like buying things as I go. So we don't have a lot here. So you can come and do lifting and run and like cardio. Other sports have that support. Like we don't really see each other very much. We all kind of like train in separate places. Once in a while we'll see each other, but we don't really cross path when it comes to training. And
yeah, it must be harder just because you're the only woman. The other teams probably have, like you said, volleyball, softball. Like I'm sure like there are a group of women that are just kind of getting together. Um,
yes,
and so I can see how that could be difficult and it seems more isolated. I guess that's where my head was going, just kind of like,
yes.
even if it was just you, there's a support system.
Honestly, one of the reason why is, like I said, communication is one of my biggest thing, and I don't want to lose my chances because somebody wasn't on top of their game. Relocating here as weightlifting is like kind of like starting back up.
I mean, it's a huge dilemma. You're trying to be there just so that you can stay on top, especially if there's a lot of coordination. There's lots of competition. The flip side is that you don't have the resources you need to actually help you with training. And so, any woman out there that does weightlifting or strength training knows that you actually need certain things, not just you getting yourself into the gym, it's recovery. Because if you don't take care of your body, you can't continue forward. And so that's
Yes.
important. And then, of course, your meal prepping and just like
Yeah.
there's different factors that go into it. I applaud you for what you're doing.
With me accepting the scholarship and to be on this next qualification for the Olympics, part of it was that was the question that was brought up to me when that was like, okay, if you want to be on the next qualification for the Olympics, are you willing to move to American Samoa, not only to do that, but also to start a weightlifting team? So that was brought up to the conversation. So then that's why I thought, okay, do I really want to move my whole family just for weightlifting? They've asked if I could also start a team, but also there will be a lot of hiccups, a lot of challenges that will come with it. So it's like, okay, if I found weightlifting later in life, probably there are other women that can find a sport later. I was trying to justify moving here. We did want to move back to American Samoa to be with family, but it was never about weightlifting. So then when that was brought up, I was like, well, my 10-year plan kind of like fast forward into a 2-year plan. So it's like, because I keep talking myself out of moving back to be with family, maybe this is the push to come home. So it's like, give up a career, give up a life to restarting all over again. It's scary. Yes, it is really scary because my kids loved Utah and they were close to my husband's side of the family. But part of me was also like, I want to raise my kids in the culture and be more exposed to the culture. So not only was I thinking for myself, but I also thought about my family. It was a hard decision. People are like, you gave it up really quickly. I don't think I did. Also, I don't know when the opportunity it'll come up again. So if it failed, at least I tried. I can look at myself and like,
Yeah.
you actually like tried it out.
I think what you said resonates with so many women. Like you mentioned earlier, it's never too late. I can't imagine what you had to go through. People be like, are you crazy? You have kids. You're much older now. People
Yes,
just,
funny, but I have heard every single thought. People have said it to my face multiple times. So it's like, I know what you're saying. I am
yeah.
too old. I am busy. I am all of those things. For me, I'm still hunting for what I really am passionate about. And if this is another route to figure out what I really want to do, then so be it.
I'm in the same boat too.
Yeah. That's why I always tell myself it's never too late. Like I could tell myself, okay, I've tried all these things and right now it's weightlifting.
A lot of people, including myself, I can research something to death and at the same time be stuck in that phase instead of just planning it, but actually executing and doing it. I I think it's because I'm creating the podcast out of nothing right now, trying to make this my full time thing. I can totally relate to what you're saying. It's just kind of like if at some point it all just falls apart, I can lift my head and say, you know what? At least I tried and I did it.
Yes.
And I don't have any what ifs in the back of my head. I did it. And so
Yes.
it's your journey. I'm just glad that I got to connect. I see the passion, the work that you're putting together. I have no idea how you're doing this being out there. And we're not trying to say anything bad.
Definitely.
Everyone from American Samoa knows that we're very limited in resources. But my
Yes.
thing too is like, if we're able to build great Fautasi boats, if we're able to put this, we can definitely find a way to make all of this happen.
100% agreed.
So I'm sure we got 2 years. You're putting it out there. So it's an encouraging conversation. Hopefully, if someone is listening to this podcast and want to connect, how would they be able to reach you?
So I'm on Instagram. You can find me under Ivah_weightlifting. I'm also on Facebook. I only post about my training. The power of social media nowadays, you can find somebody from somewhere and connect with them. So just grateful to have those platforms.
I appreciate everything you're doing. And I think with your Suga, as you know, anyone who comes on as a guest, just know I'm going to do my best to support in any way that I can. So it's not like a one-time conversation. I hope you know that. You're such an amazing vibe. I appreciate everything you're doing. What I'm hearing from your story is just perseverance to make things happen. Testament of your mindset of being real about it, knowing that, hey, things are going to happen.
You know, the other thing too, it is okay to like dwell in your feelings a little bit, but also what are you going to do after? How are you going to come out of that and how are you going to pull yourself out of that? For me, it's like, I have to let it out some way or somehow, and then I'll feel good about myself. You know, it's just, there is a balance.
False positivity.
Yes.
It's not to have false positivity and that your feelings are real. You can't like deny those feelings. So, you know, you have an outlet, right? It's not like we're telling you be angry and go punch a wall or punch someone, but you know, healthy ways to express yourself.
Yes. So it might come off as like very positive, but also behind closed doors, like I do have my moments, and having the right support system by your side also makes a big difference.
I love it. Yeah. So I know I'm taking up a lot of your time, but that was actually pretty good because I was like, yeah, that is, I get that. So thank you for sharing that. You know, just showing your heart here today. So again, appreciate you taking the time to sit with us today on Dear Suga. So thank you. Hope you enjoyed the conversation with Ivah. Thank you for sitting with us on the mat. If you know a Suga this would resonate with, share it with her. That's how we amplify Pacifica women's voices. To everyone who's been here with me, Faftai for all your support. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope you subscribe so we can keep bringing you these stories. Connect with me further at dearsunga.com. With all my love and mana, I look forward to welcoming you to our next episode.